Thank you for joining us today once more to today's live session on maximizing your agency's ROI with email marketing. Our jam-packed agenda. First, we'll start with an overview of ROI, the challenges agencies face when it comes to increasing ROI, and strategies for increasing our ROI with email marketing. All of our panelists have different roles, so they'll all provide very useful insight depending on which area you're looking to optimize your email marketing. And then we'll have a live Q&A at the end. So our speakers are from Madison Taylor Marketing. This is a full-service marketing, advertising, and web agency that helps brands get more out of their marketing efforts. Founded over 15 years ago, they pride themselves in developing smart strategies that create alignment, reduce costs, optimize resource, and maximize ROI for their clients. So they are very well experienced in today's topic. We have Cassie Rainier. She is the team's creative specialist, visual storyteller, and design problem solver. We also have Andrea Davis. She is the team's creative manager in charge of managing numerous projects at once. And then we have Chris Copen, the chief operating officer. And he handles resource allocation, operations, and team collaboration. And of course, myself, I'm the senior content marketing specialist here at Bee. There was no room for my face on this slide, but if you've been to a webinar before, then you've seen me many times. So I'm actually going to let Chris take it on from here.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Emily, and thank you for having us, and thank you all for joining us, including Stella, who I saw just check in, who might be from our team and better get back to work. But it's great to have everyone here, and we're excited to be here. When we're looking at ROI and trying to measure and gauge our return on investment, I think we consider it really one of our most important performance indicators from an agency perspective, because it really measures the profitability, of our business and of our investments. And in that sense, it's not really just a metric, but really a vital tool that helps us understand the value that we're generating from our efforts and resources by tracking it. We're really trying to ensure that our strategies are effective. We're looking at identifying areas of improvement, and we're making data-driven decisions. And that's really what's important to us at the end of the day when we're talking about ROI. And I think from an agency perspective in general, achieving a high ROI is really important because it's reflecting our ability, again, to really deliver value for the clients. For me and on the operations side, important to continually optimize operations. Ultimately, that empowers us to drive growth as an agency and of course for our clients as well. So as we're looking at that, ROI is that measure again that allows us to see what our impact is. What are the impact of our deliverables to our clients? When we implement a marketing campaign, for example, we want to know how much revenue it's generating compared to the cost involved and have a good handle on that too. I guess, at the end, high ROI on client projects, when we're looking at it and we know when we're being looked at too, it demonstrates our ability to use budgets wisely to deliver maximum value and really achieve business goals efficiently. So from a little different perspective, though, ROI also helps us evaluate our internal investments as well. And again, in my role, that's a huge piece of what I'm looking at. And that includes everything from the tools and technologies we use, such as project management softwares, email marketing tools like Beefree, or even training programs and the like that we use for our team. So by analyzing and really looking at the ROI of these internal investments, we can determine which tools are worth continuing, which ones we might need to reevaluate or even replace at times. So at our agency, we employ various tools and strategies to enhance our ROI. And one approach is leveraging advanced analytics to gain deeper insights into our campaigns. That's helping us understand which channels, which tactics are driving the best results, and we can allocate resources more effectively and optimize our efforts that way. And as the slide's indicating, that's where we're looking at our success and efficiency. How are we delivering for the clients with that internal focus? How are we providing our own internal ROI on those investments that we're making to make all of that happen? So Additionally, I guess too, as we look at that, we're focused on process improvement as well, and that was a key for us in evaluating tools generally, and our decision ultimately with Beefree too, but other project management tools and the like. Taking a look at how can we streamline our workflows, how can we automate some of those repetitive tasks that must be done, but we really need to get a handle on so that we can save time, reduce costs, further enhance our internal ROI. Using an efficient email design system, like Beefree is an example of that. And it can significantly, when we find tools like that can help us automate or can help us get out of doing some of the getting your hands dirty type of work, those can significantly speed up the creation and deployment of things like email campaigns. That frees up valuable time, for strategic planning and creative work, which has really been for us at Madison Taylor, something that we like to think of as a differentiator, and has frankly helped us close a lot of client accounts and be a valuable partner to them. When we can find tools that make our processes better, it gives us that time to back up and really drive our strategic planning and creative work. We also prioritize continuous learning and development, and investing in our team's skills and the knowledge that they have ensures we stay ahead of industry trends and can offer innovative solutions for our clients that address their problems and their goals. So in that way, that's not only boosting our ROI, but really helps enhance our reputation as a forward-thinking agency. And as many of you probably know, in the business development world, a lot of times it's that word of mouth that's super powerful. So when we can bring that innovation to clients, they're spreading that word and they're having great experiences with us, and that really helps us grow internally as well. So understanding and improving ROI allows us to really demonstrate the tangible benefits of our work to clients. It provides clear evidence that their investment in our services is yielding positive returns. And it's crucial for building long-term trust with them and building those relationships with our clients and our partners as well. So in essence, to us and the way we look at it is that ROI is really a clear indicator, as this slide says, of our success and our efficiency. That's the bottom line of it to us. It shows how well we are utilizing resources and delivering value. We are continuously monitoring and optimizing our own ROI, both again on the client delivery side, and from my perspective, when I look at it, how is the return on the tools that we've invested in? Always looking at that and always measuring that to really ensure that we remain competitive and capable of driving sustainable business growth. And so when we are looking at email marketing in particular and the power of that to us, we have found that email is a powerful tool for achieving ROI for our clients. We've written some articles about whether or not email marketing is dead, and it's been around a long time, and it's a tried and true tactic, and people have changed their media consumption habits. But we have gone back to the email well because it produces results for us. It allows us to connect directly with our clients' audience segments. So when we're looking at bringing on an integrated client and they've got multiple channels for marketing, email is one we go to very regularly because as some of the social channels do, it allows us to segment those audiences. It allows us to really deliver personalized content and drive conversions, which is a key point of email marketing that we found particularly effective is in the driving of conversions. Despite its potential, though, we definitely, through the years, have experienced struggles when we look at maximizing the ROI from email marketing efforts. Both for ourselves, we use our own email marketing program and also in the delivery to clients. And our clients range the gamut from B2C clients to B2C to what we call some of our B2B to C clients where they're generating products for other businesses that go in retail. We run email marketing for all of those types. And, we've run into struggles, some of which are too much time, can be spent on design. Creating visually appealing, really effective email campaigns, as a lot of you on this call, it sounds like we'll be very familiar with, it requires a lot of time and effort. We in the past have found ourselves really bogged down in the minutia of design details. We have found that trying to craft the perfect layout and visual elements can be really time extensive and detracts from strategic activities that we know if we could spend some more time on would probably help us yield better results. We've also experienced the challenge of hard coding emails, which I saw some of you in here do for a living, and bless you. That is one of the banes of my existence is getting those emails to work across platforms, right? And hard coding emails is a process that's time consuming. We've found it was prone to errors. You know, you make one mistake in that coding and it can lead to rendering issues across platforms and email clients, and obvious consequences when it does for the effectiveness of a campaign. In addition to that, you know, there's the issue of too much back and forth. When we're developing those emails from a strategic and design perspective, that has historically been a big challenge for us as well. When we're collaborating on email campaigns, often involve multiple rounds of feedback and revision. And again, that can come internally, whether it's Andrea on our call reviewing and giving some feedback, we're going back and redesigning. Most often, of course, the clients, you know, are taking a look and we think we hit the mark and they want something a little bit different. All of that just adds to the cumbersome and lengthy process for us, especially when coordinating, you know, between designers, copywriters, clients, and running that whole gamut. So that prolonged feedback loop can really delay campaign launches, and when that happens, you know, our efficiency is severely impacted. Clients are not waiting, you know, for you to go through that process. They're ready to launch yesterday. And so that entire idea of the back and forth and juggling the clients and multiple ESPs was something we definitely ran into as well. And then the too many hands on deck points for us really had to do within that type of an environment and running that type of a process. You're looking at multiple team members that are involved in email creation, the design. You know, again, you've got strategists that want to have a say. Your copywriter responsible people, you know, want things to look a certain way. Designers, you know, obviously are having their input. All of these people with different ideas, different approaches, that can really result in a lack of coherence and direction, which not only slows down the process, but really, you know, can dilute the campaign's message and impact when the end result of that collaboration is something that's less than ideal, you know, from a conversion standpoint or whatever that end goal may be. So again, in sum, we've experienced, you know, several issues in our history. That design time is huge, and that quest for perfection can consume just a ton of time. And we all want to, and I'm sure you do too, want to strive to ensure that every detail is flawless, right? From the color scheme to the layout, to the way that copy's presented. And while that's all important, it can lead to diminishing returns if too much time is diverted from other critical tasks. And of course, not even to mention, you know, how the team is being pulled away from all those other things. So that design time was huge. Manual coding, again, just as a labor-intensive process, we found just requires a lot of specialized knowledge, particularly challenging when you're really trying to ensure compatibility across various email clients and devices as well. The time there can be significant, and again, those minor errors can lead to major display issues and other concerns and errors that really undermine campaigns' effectiveness. Feedback loops, again, real quick for us, we just found that between internal and client sides, that can be a major bottleneck. And so these are all areas, you know, one by one, we've had to address over time. And each round of those revisions, as you know, can introduce new changes, new opportunities for us to make a small mistake or have a miscommunication. So that's another area we've really tried to nail down on and get a handle around. And then our team coordination and thinking through strategically, how many individuals do we need to be contributing to this email campaign? What tools can we implement to reduce the number of people on that particular workflow or in that particular workflow, and reduce the risk of overlapping responsibilities and conflicting ideas that can really result in a fragmented approach that we want to avoid lacking focus and cohesion. You know, you start with the vision, we start with the campaign. We know email is a big piece of that. We start with the vision of the email campaign, maintaining that clarity of vision through that pipeline and ensuring clear roles and responsibilities we found is crucial to maintain efficiency agency to maximize that ROI and produce a unified, effective campaign. So, again, addressing all of those, that's key to us to unlocking the full potential of email marketing for ROI. And by optimizing that process, leveraging automated tools, reducing the manual coding, streamlining, our feedback mechanisms, and ensuring that we're collaborating effectively has really helped us improve our ROI. And I think would be some good general advice, from an agency perspective or delivering to clients. So as we looked at that, again, this slide kind of summarizes where we concentrated our efforts and identified the critical factors that really impacted our ROI. And as we implemented these targeted improvements, we really wanted to look at finding the right tools. And we invested not just in our email marketing, but across the board a little bit in some powerful tools that we can, again, automate, a lot of the repetitive tasks or the tasks that are just time and labor intensive, streamlining our workflows and enhancing our overall productivity. And again, my perspective personally, and Dre and Cassie will comment on this a little bit from where they're coming from too, but leveraging the right technology and more important probably today than ever, allowed us to focus much more on the strategic initiatives and where our value is, right, to our clients, rather than getting bogged down in a lot of the manual processes and a lot of the things that are important, need to be done, but our value, again, is really in thinking strategically. So finding those right tools is huge. Streamlining and the collaboration, improving those workflows to design faster. I probably cannot overstate how important that was to us. It's important to every campaign that we run, getting, whether it's the communication and collaboration that's simplified there, or reducing that back and forth that I mentioned, just really helps us accelerate our project timelines. And obviously, when our projects are moving quicker, I can bring in more projects. Same clients I can dig in deeper with. We can do so much with that additional time. And when we're able to streamline our processes and collaborations, it means everything. And alongside that, I think is a little bit too, just for us, it's finding the right methods to do that, the right tools, the right methods, the right processes. Not only is freeing up, that time and giving us additional bandwidth to deal with, whether it's more business or other problems that we need to tackle, but it's staying ahead in a very competitive market. And in the age of AI and everything else going on, harder and harder to do, So we look at this as a way for us and these critical factors as being more competitive, as staying at the forefront and moving quicker, but maintaining the quality at the same time. So, relative to what we're talking about today, includes everything for using pre-designed templates, modular design systems, and all of those types of things, and avoiding some of that time-consuming work to really move faster, move better, but maintain that high level of quality our clients expect. So, I hope as a big overview, that was helpful. I'd like to pass along to my team members here who have been really instrumental in driving these improvements and let them share their insights and experiences in their respective areas as well. And first up, I'll hear from Cassie, who has been one of our leaders in our efforts in finding the right tools to really do those things and increase our productivity and efficiency as well. So I'll pass it over to you, Cassie.
Yeah, so as Chris said, email marketing is a huge part of our day-to-day, and we do it across the board for all different types of clients. So finding the right tool is really crucial for us at avoiding some of those common agency challenges that Chris talked about. The right tool is something that enables and empowers us to kind of execute on our vision, on our client's vision, without hindering our goals, without their goals and expectations, and making sure that we can move forward without having any blips. So for me personally, as a designer, when I'm looking for the right tool in email marketing, there are a few things that are important to me. Ease of use being the first thing. The tool should be user-friendly and intuitive. It should allow me to create and customize email design quickly, effectively, without kind of getting in the midst of focusing on the processes and coding and things like that. I just want to be able to execute on our client's vision and not impact the other things I have going on in my day. Flexibility and customization. A good tool should offer a high degree of flexibility. Having these tools will allow me to create a unique and visually appearing email that aligns with the specific branding for our clients. So having the ability to customize in Beefree to the brands that we work with, and have those separations so that we can work really efficiently. I don't want to have to sacrifice elements of a client's brand to fit within an email marketing tool. I want the email marketing tool to be able to work with me and empower me to do that. The collaborative nature of Beefree and just collaboration features in general is something that I'm looking for. Effective collaboration is really essential, and the tool should facilitate seamless communication and collaboration, not only with our clients, but also internally. When we're leaving comments, we're going through those revisions processes, we're going through those approval processes, and we want to be able to do that internally and have those features. So that does include the features like real-time editing, feedback integration, approval workflows, so we can ensure everyone in our agency and our clients are all on the same page. Another thing, compatibility and integration. The tool should integrate smoothly with other platforms and tools we use, such as CRM systems, analytic tools, and marketing automation platforms. That can ensure that we have a cohesive, streamlined process from design to delivery and analysis, and we're not bouncing through a bunch of different platforms. Support and resources. Access to support and resources is really important. I want to be able to call whoever I need or contact someone if I'm having issues with the platform, whether that's through tutorials, customer support, community of users. Having that is really important. And having reliable help when you need it can make a significant difference in overcoming challenges and maximizing the tool's potential, the agency's potential, the email's potential, etc. So choosing the right tool in email marketing not only enhances our design capabilities as an agency, but it also boosts our overall efficiency and effectiveness. So before we found our current solution, we focused on several challenges in our email marketing process. First of all, we were building emails across multiple platforms, including some of the major CRM and email management systems. This approach presented a lot of limitations from a creative perspective. We faced challenges with everything from importing and storing images to working outside of preset templates, which often restricted our design flexibility. Kind of going back to, I want to be able to use a client's brand within an email marketing system and not have to change it just to fit within the system. So to address some of these limitations, we sometimes had to hire external coders. Collaborating with coders was necessary to implement certain design elements that clients wanted, but this added complexity and increased our timelines with our email marketing. It also meant higher costs and coordination efforts, which impacted our overall efficiency as an agency. We were consistently frustrated with the lack of flexibility these platforms offered. And kind of despite our best efforts, we found ourselves limited in what we could deliver to our clients. So our commitment as an agency is to provide custom marketing solutions, but the tools we were using made our email marketing campaigns look like everything else out there. We were kind of trying to fit everything within a box, or it required us to sink an excessive amount of time into trying to force the system to do what it wasn't meant to do. And like we said, hiring those outside coders. So this isn't sustainable for us as an agency, and it was clear that our approach was affecting our ability to meet our client expectations and deliver that high quality, unique, brand specific design that we want to do. So that is when we kind of began looking for a different solution. So recognizing those pain points was the first step towards improving our process. And as a designer, I don't want to spend the majority of my time fighting with a program to execute those client and creative visions. So we did need a tool that not only streamlined our workflow, but also provided that like creative freedom that I love to have to truly serve our clients' needs and keep that creative integrity and that design integrity. When searching for the right tool, we had clear criteria in mind, and we needed a tool that not only equipped us to meet our client expectations, but also propelled our agency to go above and beyond with what our clients had asked for. So once we did find the solution in Beefree, we did see a huge impact on our process. We were able to cut down our email development time by 66%. And if you're working in an agency, you know that's huge because there's so many things happening day to day. My schedule is always going It's always getting filled up or getting switched around, and we're trying to get things out and be efficient and work with our clients with what they need. So this does allow our agency to spend more time thinking about the best way to provide effective email marketing for our clients rather than getting stuck in these technical issues. And it allowed me to spend more time thinking about creative design and not thinking about how I can, make a box do one thing for an hour, which I don't want to do. So even better, the efficiency allowed us to reallocate our resources and focus on high priority areas, like developers and coders. With the reduction in our email development time, they can now focus on our web projects that we have going on, which is far better use of their time than working on our emails. And we can take care of the emails on our end. Our creative team, we can devote more time to building out these brand elements and creating good emails. I can work about the elements within the email without worrying about how they're going to fit within the email. And then our marketing experts are no longer constrained by a limited design system. Instead of having to come back to the table and figure out how to achieve their objectives within these constraints, they can now use that time to delve deeper into performance data and pushing our marketing efforts forward. So by finding the right tool, we not only improved our efficiency, but we enhanced the overall quality of our work. And those improvements were seen. So the improvements we made also increased our client satisfaction by 17%. And this boost in satisfaction is a clear indicator that we are on the right track as an agency. Happy clients equals a happy agency, in my opinion. And so when our clients are satisfied, it leads to better relationships and higher retention rates. Satisfied clients are more likely to continue to work with us, which provides us stability and long-term growth opportunities as an agency. In essence, the right tools and processes don't just improve our efficiency and creative output, they directly contribute to our client success. And when our clients succeed, we succeed. We're able to have new projects, grow with them, grow alongside of them. And this mutual growth fosters a thriving agency environment where both our team and our clients can achieve their goals. So we have a happy family going. And that's why it is really important for us to find the right tool and empower not only ourselves as an agency and my fellow teammates, but also our clients. So I will pass it off to Andrea.
Hi, everybody. Design obviously plays a crucial role in email marketing. We think that clear and strong messaging is also a part of that. It also impacts conversion rates, and that's a trend that we've consistently observed in our campaigns. It's also worth noting that checking emails is often the first thing that people do online. We saw that 58% of users check their email before they look at social or the news. So this gives us a prime opportunity to capture their attention right at the start of their day. There is a catch. According to HubSpot, consumers only spend an average of 10 seconds reading branded emails. So this means that we have a very brief window to make that lasting impression. So our emails have to be visually striking, instantly engaging, and stand out in those inboxes. So this is where the right tools come in, like Beefree. We need solutions that help us streamline the design process, allowing us to create those high quality production emails, conversion focused emails quickly. Tools that offer pre-designed templates, intuitive interfaces, collaboration features are all essential for maintaining speed without sacrificing the quality that we want to achieve. Equally important is designing with conversion in mind. Our goal is to create visually appealing emails and ensure that these designs drive action and always resonate with the audience. By focusing on design that converts, we can enhance the effectiveness of our email marketing efforts and achieve that great ROI. And a really good example of this is one of our B2B clients that provides FF&E. And FF&E, if you're not familiar, is furniture, fixtures, and equipment. And they essentially had given up on email marketing, and they shifted to an in-the-field sales activities because email marketing wasn't yielding the results that they wanted. But we did convince them to give us a shot at reviving the strategy. So using our optimized design process, we were able to demonstrate some wins. And one of the most notable was a 2 million purchase order that converted from what their sales team had deemed a cold lead. So the single success story highlighted the untapped potential of their email list and the power of a nicely designed, well-crafted email, both from the design team and the marketing team here. So in addition to this conversion, the overall metrics for their email campaign saw substantial improvements. Their open rates increased by 20%, and that was a clear indicator that our emails were capturing attention more effectively. Engagement rates soared with a 31% increase, showing that design and content within the emails was resonating with their audience and ultimately driving action. And further, these results were driven in large by the creative capabilities that we were able to apply using the Beefree tools. Beefree allowed us to create visually appealing, professional grade without the need for extensive manual coding and not having to make those design compromises. So the streamlined process enabled us to produce rapidly and ensure timely and relevant communication with their audience. When it comes to making something like email marketing work, alignment between vision and capability is so important. When we're working as a team of marketers and designers, we need to effectively collaborate on an idea from start to finish. Agencies run into issues executing on a vision because of limitation capabilities, whether human tools or resources. But what we found that works really well to help overcome limitations and produce designs efficiently in areas like email marketing is to first clarify the client's situation and goals to ensure that we're moving in the right direction. So involving design teams early in the process, crucial understanding the full context and aligning on the vision is a part of that whole process. Then we need to keep our tools and resources up to speed to ensure we're able to move cost efficiently through the process. From strategy to deliverables, this is where we've really been able to reduce our time from ideation to creation, which is really important, and make revisions in a way that help contribute to the bottom line of the agency ROI. Collaboration played a crucial role in our success. One of the biggest hurdles agencies face is the extensive back and forth between teams and clients during the design process. This always leads to delays, miscommunications, and inefficiencies, which we've come across a few times. But to overcome these challenges, we focused on enhancing collaboration. We have some general tips that have made a pretty significant impact. So one is centralized communication. We use Beefree's common collaboration tool that allow all team members to communicate in one place. So that's a really nice feature. And this reduced the time spent on back and forth revisions and ensured that everyone was on the same page. And then we have clear roles and responsibilities. So this part helped us sort of delineate who is in charge of what. We have people on the marketing side, people on the design team. We really need to marry those two teams. If one team isn't speaking to the other, it's just not effective. It's not efficient, and we can't align on the overall strategy and then deliver for the client. Regular check-ins, that's another huge thing. That's a part of just collaborating and I think just establishing really good communication with each other. And so by implementing these collaborative strategies, we were able to reduce the time spent on the design process, allowing us to respond more quickly to make market demands and time-sensitive opportunities. This efficiency not only improved our ROI, but also enhanced the overall quality impact of our email campaigns.
Thank you so much, Andrea.
No problem.
We'll get through some of the questions because we have so many. Thank you, Chris and Cassie, for answering some of them already, but I'll add some to our, we have, how did you implement AI into your email marketing? If you have done so, if you have not, what is your timeline to do so?
That's a great question. And there's, I think, a few ways to do that. To be forward with all of you, I've already started leveraging AI in content production. And it's not to say that we're running all of our copy, through AI and using it straight. We're not. But we certainly like to leverage it as a drafting tool, oftentimes from a content perspective. So it's come into our content drafting a little bit and then speeding up that process, but something we always, sometimes aren't using at all, to be frank with you. Sometimes in email in particular, we know what the message is going to be, and we want that human touch on it from the get-go. Depending on the client, and a lot of these answers are probably going to be it depends. Some clients are better equipped with resources that we can help them implement that are automating even email sequences and sends, that is using lights, what I would describe as light AI there. That's a huge time save when you can leverage that. That depends a lot, again, on something like the CRM tool they are using. Thus far, I would say that that's probably the two primary ways that AI has come into play. One a little bit in the content area, one in some of the automatic sends and sequencing of emails. We use it in a variety of other ways, even when it comes to defining audiences and some of the platforms that are leveraging AI natively, that is helping us there as well. But hopefully that gives you a sort of big picture. Our timeline is right now, and indefinitely moving forward. It's a tough area to stay on top of, but our perspective on that is I don't think we're going to feel like we're done implementing AI at any point in the foreseeable future. Things keep changing so quickly. It's going to be a constant reevaluation. Frankly, for us, it's almost on a quarterly basis that we're looking again. What's new? What are we missing? Is there anything that's come out that we need to stay on top of?
Thank you so much. Next question is, what key performance indicators did you focus on to measure the impact of the new tool on employee time and client happiness?
Good question. So on the employee time side, we are, as many places probably are, essentially just using time tracking tools. For us, it's within our project management system. And so what we've done, and what I think very much more broadly is helpful, is categorized our work into areas, first big buckets, like social email, for example. Within email, we've broken that down into each major segment of developing that email. So I know how much time we spent copywriting, the initial design, even before that, the strategic work that went into it. We know how much design time we went in. We track the launch and scheduling and all of that work separately as well. Measuring then the delta on that from pre-implementation to post is how we were looking at that from an internal perspective, if that makes sense, and saying, okay, prior to tool implementation, I can take a look back as far as I want, but as far as we were doing things the same way previously, which for us, we try to grab as much as a year of data, because as you know, seasonality, client differences, all of that can really impact the amount of time spent on something. So try to look, at year over year, and we try to look at a very similar, if not the exact same client, again, knowing that campaigns and things change, but then try to make an accurate evaluation of, okay, we were spending this much time on an average over the course of a year, if I can get that much data, versus now post-implementation, this is what we're seeing on average so far, and we continually track that. So from an employee time perspective, that's what we're looking at. As we were looking at client happiness, that is a funny thing to try to measure, right? We do a couple of things. One, we try to survey our clients on a quarterly basis as well. Again, in full transparency with you, they don't respond to us all the time. And so it's sometimes hard to get that direct feedback, and we will ask them a general NPS type question, would you recommend? And then we try to dig into some areas. What data is there? We use that oftentimes. Some of that has also been tracked informally as well through our client success workflow, where we are just having those conversations. Thirdly, and I think where that stat may have come from specifically, was our revision metrics. So how often are clients coming back to us and requesting revisions on a specific deliverable like email? And so we like to track that. in fairness, that doesn't mean they're exactly happy necessarily, but we see that as a reflection of that. If you are not requesting as many revisions as you were previously from us, we're inferring a little bit of happiness there.
Thank you. Andrea or Cassie, I think this question will be a great one for you to answer. And I know it's like there's a lot, but from the top of your head, what are some free or paid tools in which you're using on a daily basis?
I mean, just as designers, I feel like it's a little bit of everything. Obviously, the creative suite is always top of mind for us, and we rely pretty heavily on that just for those like specifically branded graphics that we make and stuff like that. And Cassie, I don't know if you have any other tools that maybe I'm not aware of that we're using, but those are the big hitters. The Adobe Suite for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, especially if we're talking about email specific marketing, just Adobe Creative Suite to create those elements that we can bring into those email platforms is probably the highest thing of mind. Sometimes, different AI photo tools, things like that, those can definitely be used. Trying to think of specific ones off the top of my head. There's a lot of new ones out there. I know there's a new like AI photo site called Lumi. So that's like free tools off the top of my head that you can use to find photos that sometimes we use for branded elements to pull into emails. But mostly Adobe Creative Suite and create those elements.
I mean, even if you're a beginner designer, Canva's free. And that's always a great starting point if you just need that little extra help. They have those set up templates for you to use and graphics that you can kind of build upon.
Thank you. And also just shameless plug. We do know that Madison Taylor Marketing uses Beefree. So there's that. We have one last one from Sam actually talking about Beefree. How did you adopt Beefree and how was the case made to spend the money on this tool?
Yeah, that's a very good one, and I was about to type an answer to that one, but I would rather tell you. So, the genesis for us was really kind of like we talked about earlier, but it was we want to do this creatively with an email, and we could not do it with the tools we were using then, which this was quite a while back now. We've been using Beefree for a long time, but so things may have changed in fairness to those other platforms. But at that time, I could not get the creative into some of the CMS systems. We use a lot of HubSpot. I still, to this day, not a knock on HubSpot. We love HubSpot for a lot of reasons. Email design is not one of those reasons. And so, it was use cases like that where we knew we wanted to do more for our clients. Our clients expected to see something that was visually better. We were working all the workarounds we could to try to figure out how to get it in there. We stumbled on Beefree and its export option, which a lot of platforms say they have, and it didn't work as well, where we were able to design exactly what we wanted. We were able to export it directly over into HubSpot in this case, and it looked exactly how we wanted, and it sent out so painlessly. And so for us, it was a little bit of it. We just happened to find it. We got fed up one day and did a search and found Beefree and started using it that way. It's not a terribly intensive tool in terms of cost. So it fits really well into our budget. The justification for us was pretty easy because it truly did cut down so much on the labor time that I did need to get approval at that time to bring on the tool. And I was working with the team that we have on the call today to do that. And it was a pretty easy argument. It was like, this is what it's going to cost us. We always look on a quarterly basis. This is the estimated time just based on our testing that we're going to save. And it was overwhelmingly a net positive for us. So that was the use case we made. It was like, look at this time versus the cost, and we can do so much more with this time. Plus, the results are going to be so much better. Those emails are going to look so much more beautiful. And it was a pretty easy internal sell for us.
Thank you so much. I think that's a beautiful, great way to end this webinar. I appreciate you all for sharing your knowledge with us, and we hope to see you in somewhere else Beefree environments soon. As for whoever has joined us today, thank you so much for asking your questions and for being engaged. Your questions for me as a senior content marketing specialist is very useful in terms of figuring out what resources for us to create for you. So definitely stay tuned, sign up to our newsletter because we share a lot of resources on there. And yes, we will share the replay to this webinar right after this email, alongside some, as I mentioned, additional resources that we think could help you in taking action. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a lovely Wednesday, and I will see you all soon.
Thanks, Emily. Thanks all.